In the last session, we saw how to install JDK. To develop Java application, apart from JDK, we need editors. If we develop any web application or the application which needs a database, that means we need to install database also in our machine. So in the last session we installed JDK. So to develop web application, as I already said, we need editors. The Eclipse is the one of the famous editor the developers will use. So to install Eclipse, what you need to do is you need to go to this location, and once you go to this location, you can download this file. After you download this file, you can keep this exe file in your d:\software directory or e:\software directory and double click it, the Eclipse will be installed. Apart from STS, we need other softwares like STS. This STS is developed on top of Eclipse, which help us to develop Spring based application. So to install STS, you need to go to this location, and based upon your operating system, download the files and install. If you look at here, when you click this Windows, okay, it will download a jar file. It will not download a exe file, it will download a jar file. So when you double click on the jar file, your STS will be installed. But make sure to install STS before that the JDK should have installed. And another one, the Notepad Plus is a convenient editor for editing the Java file or text file. So we need to install Notepad++ also. Notepad++ is not used as a editor of Java, but it will be used for other purpose like searching or some other purpose like to execute a small program. We can use Notepad+. So when we develop application which interact with the database, we need to install MySQL. I have separate video how to install MySQL, that is available in my Google Drive. I will share with you. So if you go here, you can see MySQL installation. You can follow this to install MySQL database. Apart from database, we need to use Tomcat server. Tomcat server is used to run Java web application. Which is written in Java. So again, go to this link, download this zip file as per your operating system. And we need to download Maven. Maven is a build tool which helps us to build var jar or er file. So go to this link. Once go to this link, you can see a line like this. So you can click on this, it will download a zip file. So these are the softwares we require to develop Java application. Java application, it may be a web application or it may be a web service. Now I am going to explain you how to write our first Java program. So for convenient purpose, what we are going to do is we are going to create a separate directory for our core Java training and keep our code inside the directory. So what we can do is go to any one of your drive as per your convenient. Don't choose C. Except C, you can choose any one of the drive. Maybe the drive name may be different on your machine. For some case you only have C drive, then that is the case. There is no other way, you need to use C drive. So what you can do is go inside any one of your drive and create a directory called core Java training. Inside core Java training, create another directory called workspace. Inside workspace, create another directory called basic. To create this directory stretch is not mandatory. Just for convenient purpose and to keep our program separate, we are creating directory like this, but it is not mandatory to write a program. Now to write a program, first program, we are going to use Notepad++ as a editor. We can use Eclipse or STS also. First 3 weeks or 4 weeks we are going to use Notepad++. Once we covered all the basics, once we are going to learn about package, classes and interface, we are going to use Eclipse as the editor. So I will open Notepad++. What you can do is, in the Notepad+, come to this file menu, click on this file. Here, if you can see, there is an option called Open Folder as Workspace. Click on this. Okay. Here, what we can do is, we need to choose our folder which we have created just before. Core Java training workspace basic. Now we need to write our first program. Go to file, click new. Every Java program, first step is we need to write a class. CLASS. And we need to give name for the class. And after the class name, there should be a curly braces. For the corresponding open curly braces, we should have closed curly braces. This is the valid Java file. All the Java file should be saved with .java extension. So here our class name is welcome. So we should save the file as welcome.java. So when we save it, choose the folder where we are keeping our code. Go to here, for Java training workspace basic. Okay. So the class name and the Java file name should be same. So here our class name is welcome, so our Java file also should be welcome. As I already said, the Java file should have .java. That means the file name should be welcome.java. So you can see there is a Java option, Java source file. Okay, you can choose this one, Java source file. So once you save it, if you remember, sorry, if you see, the color of this class is changed. The reason is, in Java we have some keywords. So to create a class, we should use keyword called class. If you look here, there is a space between class and class name. This welcome is the class name. It is also called identifier. Every class is identified with class name. Now, how to compile a Java program? So, as I already said, this is a valid Java program. Every Java program should have class with class name. There is other possibilities also there, like interface and enum, that I will explain in the future sessions. For the time being, assume that our class, that means our Java file, should have class keyword. So how to compile the Java program? What you can do is go to this location where your Java file is located. So where is your Java file is located? In the basic. So from here, what you can do is, you can type, you can just select the folder and type cmd. So it will open a DOS prompt. This is one way. Another way is, come to our Notepad++, right click, cmd here. To list all the files in the particular directory in the DOS prompt, you can use dir. If you look at here, there is here only one file, welcome.java, which we have created just before. So if you compare this one and this one, okay, this is the, it is, the file name is, the file name has the .java extension. Okay, so all the Java file should have .java extension. So now what we are going to do, we are going to compile it. To compile a Java program, there is a tool called Java C. Java C space, we need to give some one space, and this file name, welcome.java. Okay. Now it is compiled. The thing is, once it is compiled, the compiler will generate a class file. If you put dr now, you can see another file, welcome.class. If you look at here, before compile we have only one file. After compile we have two files. One is our Java file and another file is welcome.class, which is created by the compiler. So Java C is the compiler. If you remember, in the last session I have explained the folder structure. C:, program files, Java, JDK, bin. If you look at here, there is a tool called Java C. So this is the compiler which helps us to compile the Java program. Okay. So all the Java tools are available inside the bin folder. So Java C helps us to compile the program. So it will produce the class file. How to run the Java program? To run the Java program, what we need to do is, if you look at here, there is another tool called Java. We need to use class name. What is our class name? Welcome. We no need to use .java. Only class name is enough. If you look at the here, we use Java C space and Java file name. That means the file, our Java, this program is stored in welcome.java. So we are using welcome.java. But to run the program, you don't need .java extension. Java space the class name. If you execute this program, now it will not produce any result. It will throw error. The reason is, to run a particular Java program, it should have a main method. I will write a main method. Method is also called function. Public static void main. So this is the main method we need to write. When we run a program, the execution starts inside the main method. So after main method, we should have open curly braces, and for the corresponding open curly braces, there should be a closing curly braces. So this one is class block, this one is class block, this one is method block. Not only in Java, all the programmings, for every opening curly braces, there should be a closing curly braces. If there is any nested curly braces, the nested curly braces should be closed before the outer curly braces. That means if you look at here, the main method is inside the class. So this is inside, this is a method. This should be closed before class should be closed. So this one is one pair and this one is one pair. And as I already said, any language, if there is a opening curly braces, there should be a closing curly braces. And if you look at the main method, there is a argument. The argument type is array, string array. This one I will explain you in the coming classes. For the time being, what we need to understand is, to run a program, we should have main method. Without main method, we can't run a simple Java program. And so we have written the main method. Now what we are going to do is, we are going to write one string which will print in the console. For that, now our first program is completed. So we write welcome class. In the welcome class, there is a main method. In the main method, we have only one line which will print welcome to Java in the console. Now what we need to do, since we added some new lines, again we need to compile our program. Okay. So we need to compile the program. So we have welcome.java as well as welcome.class. So to run, what we need to do, Java it prints welcome to Java. Just before I said it will print in the console. Console means it will print the lines in the DOS prompt. It may be a DOS prompt, or in future when we use Eclipse or ASTS, there is a window style, there is a console view. In the console view it will print. So console means it is similar to this DOS prompt. Now what we are going to see is how to print one more lines apart from welcome to Java. What we need to do, we need to copy this one. We can paste in the next line. So I added one more line. Now what I am going to do, I am going to run it. If you look at here, when I run, this line is not printed. The reason is, after you modify the welcome.java, you didn't compile it. So whenever you add some new lines or whenever you modify the Java file, before run it, you need to compile it. Okay. If you look at here, now it is printing, I have landed. So every Java program should be saved with .java. Every Java program should have class keyword. Java program is case sensitive. What is the meaning of case sensitive? Case sensitive means this one is different. This is case sensitive. That means uppercase and lowercase is treated as different. So, but the thing is, instead of small c, if you use capital C, your program will not compile. The class, everything should be in small letter. If you have noticed, when I change from lowercase to uppercase, the color is also being changed. Okay. So the thing is, I am saving it and I am trying to compile it. If you look at here, it is showing error. So if you look at here, what error it is showing is welcome.java 1 means line number 1. It is saying line number 1 error. Class interface or enum is expected. The reason is, even though we use class, it is not in small letter. Okay, it is exactly pointing the error class C. C is capital, so it should be small. And as I already said, to run a Java program, we should have main method. Main method is not mandatory for all the Java programs. Main method is only mandatory when you run the particular Java program. So as I already explained, this is class block. Inside class block, main method. So this is a method block. One Java program may contain many methods. It contains one or more methods. It may have 100 methods also. Inside a method, you can have any number of lines. Every line is treated as statements. This one is a statement. So if you look at here, this main method have two statements. Every statement is ended with semicolon. Okay. To run, we should use Java C class name .java. To run, we no need to use .java extension, Java space class name. So when we write program, we will use curly braces to define the start and end point. It may be your class, it may be your method. If you look at here, curly braces is used to define start and end point. That means here curly braces is used to start and end point to define the class. Square bracket is used to define array. If you look at here, this is a square bracket used to define array. This part I will explain you later, but what we should know now is the main method we should use string array. We will see detail about the method in the coming session, but for the time being you need to understand this: the Java program should have main method to run a program. If you look at here, public space static space void space main. After that, opening parenthesis. For the corresponding opening parenthesis, there is a closing parenthesis. In the opening parenthesis and closing parenthesis, we are defining string array. As I already said, Java is case sensitive. That means everything should be in small case. You can't use uppercase. It is wrong. It is wrong. It should have in small case. And also this class, public, static, void. These are keywords in Java. Keyword means I can't use these keywords to define a class name or method name or variable name. If you look at this one, you can see what are the Java keywords. Let us assume that you can take any one of the keywords. Let us say abstract. Let us assume that instead of class, I am using, instead of welcome, I am using abstract. Okay. If you look at here, the color is changing. I am combining it. If you look at here, line number 1, it is showing error. Error identifier is expected. Class, it is showing error in the abstract. The reason is we are using keyword as a class name. Okay, so we should not use keywords as a class name or method name or variable name. In program, we will use this bracket is called parenthesis or round bracket. This bracket we use to define square bracket. This bracket we will use to define class block or method block. This one we will use in relational operator as well as in generics. Okay. As I already said, it is case sensitive. That means instead of lower case, you can't use uppercase. And there are some rules we need to follow as we define class name and method name. The rule is, when you give a name to your program, first letter should be in uppercase. Okay. If there is more words in the class name, all the inner words first letter should be in uppercase. That means assume that your class name is Welcome Java. So this is a second word. The second word first letter should be capital. Let's say we have another word. The third word first letter should be in capital. It should not be like this. It should not be like this. So Java is a second word. So Java. Access is a third word. So this is a good practice to have the class name. Even though you don't follow this rule, your program will combine, but the best practice is every word should be start with a capital letter. Okay. For method name, the method name should start with lower case, and all the subsequent words, the first letter should be in uppercase. That means, let's say instead of main start, so this is a second word, the first letter should be in capital. It should not be like this. Okay. Main method. So when we use a particular Java program to run it, the class should have main method. If you run a Java program, you should have main method. All Java classes no need to have main method. Okay. What is Java identifier? Java identifier is used to define name for a class, method or variable. If you look at our first program, this is the identifier. What is the identifier? This is a class identifier. Our class name is welcome. So we are identifying our class name with this name. What is our class name? Welcome is our class name. So this is the identification for our class. So what is our method name? Main method. So this is the identifier. So what's the method name? Main method. So main method is identifier. So we can declare a variable like int I. So if you look at here, I is the identifier. We will going to discuss about variable in the coming sessions. For the time being, what I am trying to say is identifier is used to define class name, method name as well as variable name. Okay. So there are some rules we need to follow when we give identification. The rule is all identifiers should begin with the letter A to Z or A to Z. That means it should be start with alpha, beta, alphabetic letter, or it should have $sign or underscore. If you look at here, it's saying a keyword cannot be used as identifier. That means, as I already shown, these are keywords. So these keywords you can't use as a identifier. Let's say this one I have already explained you. Int I equal to 0. Okay. Now I am declaring a variable with name of I. So this is I is the identifier. I am compiling it. It will compile. Now what I am going to do, instead of I am using this one, abstract. So as per this one, abstract is one of the identifier. Abstract is one of the keyword. I can't use keyword as a identification. Let me save it and compile it. So it is showing error. So instead of abstract, I am using some other word like if. If is also one of the identifier. If you look at here, if. So it is showing error. So I can't use keyword as a identifier. Not only in declaring variable, class name and method name. I can't use keyword as a identifier. Identifiers also case sensitive. That means, say int I equal to 0, int capital. So this one is treated as different variable. This one is treated as different variable. Let me compile it. It is compiling. That means it is identifier also case sensitive. Let us assume that instead of I, if I use the same lowercase I, it will so compile. The reason is you are declaring the same identifier again. If you declare the same identifier twice or more than one time, it will so compile temporary. So if you say what it is saying, variable I is already defined. The reason is we are using the I again and again. 2 times we are using. That's the reason it is saying already defined. But if I use capital I, it's not showing error. That's the reason here it is mentioned identifier are case sensitive, and the rules to define identifier is your identifier should start with alphabetic letter or character or a dollar and underscore. If your identifier start with other than this category, it will show you error. Let's say you are defining a identifier like this: int 1 2 3 I equal to 0. So it is showing error. The reason is our identifier starts with 1 2 3. The rule is the identifier should not start with number. The identifier should start with alphabetic letter, dollar or underscore. If you remove this 1 2 3, or if you instead of 1 2 3 if you put dollar, it will work. The reason is, if you look at here, as per the rule, it can start with dollar. It can start with underscore. But it's not start with number. So it is showing error. That's all on our first Java program. So the rule is every Java program should have class in Java. Without Java file, without class, we can't write a Java program. When we need to execute the Java program, it should have main method. All the Java program don't necessarily should have main method. When you need to run it, you need it. So inside the main method, whatever the lines, that means the statements you are having, that will be executed at the time of running the application. Okay. Thank you.